All right, and here we are with game one of the Bronze Silver League Overdrive. We are going to have the Vandal Gangsters versus Illumination Valiant. I'm gonna be handing it off to Canadian.
Hello. That's actually the Vandal Nomad, so that's all right. Hello again. I'm really excited about this match. We're seeing the #1 team, Illumination, take on a team that's more in the middle of the pack, further to the bottom side of them, in Vandal. And I'm really excited to see if Vandal can actually come up and maybe snag a win away from Illumination. Because looking at the standings, it seems like Illumination is too strong for them. We'll see.
Yeah, and we will be seeing that Misfortune ban right off the bat, which I know the Dens is very proficient on that champion, and I know he likes to get it every time he can.
Yeah, you said that you really enjoy watching them, and it seems like it's very focused towards those carries on the side of Illumination.
Yeah. The Jin Thrush.
It's gonna be interesting. Having.
Yeah, the Jin into Thrush is sort of a wonky matchup in my opinion. Just because I am a Thrush main myself, and in solo queue, whenever I see a Jin, I always lock in Thrush because it's so easy to hook him. But we'll have to see if Sky will be able to find the Dens in that bot lane. We're going to be seeing the Kindred versus the Lee Sin in the jungle. Already, both junglers picked up an AD and a support. It looks like Vandal will be looking for that top laner. The Mundo is pretty strong, but the Renekton is as well. Looks like they'll actually change their mind and pick up that Tristana. I guess maybe hovering a bunch of random champions to maybe throw off Illumination's second ban phase. Fishing's gonna be hovering that Annie, but he does look like... What's he gonna pick? Alright, and so he's going to be picking that Anivia. The Anivia is a very strong mid laner in my opinion. She is pretty hard to beat in that wall. Well, depending on your champion, she can be very hard to beat. And that wall makes her okay to ganks. Maybe not so much against the Lee Sin, but in general, I'd like to see how he utilizes that pick. But now we're going to see those mind games that Vandal could have been playing are being shown on the Illumination side, banning that Mundo, the Darius ban, coming in from the Vandal side. Illumination's got one ban left, and they're going to be taking out that Poppy. So yeah, the Vandal team did hover both of those champions in the first phase. I'm curious to see if if they wanted to play that and decided that the Tristana was more important, or if it was just a trick to maybe try and waste those bans so that Kuda can get a champion that he's more proficient on. But that Nautilus ban coming out from the Vandal side, we know Grim has been pretty good with that champion. We're just gonna have to see how that bot lane goes. Illumination still needs to pick up a support and a top laner most likely. We know that people have been going everywhere based on the new Flux meta.
Yeah.
Seeing...
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Had to mute my mic really quick. But yeah, seeing the top laners come out, it made sense on the side of Vandal banning the 3 top laners. It's interesting. Ornn is the most popular pick by Kuda here, but instead of the Mundo Poppy, he more goes towards the Cho'Gath Yorick picks. So it'll be interesting to see. I really want to see like an AP top laner in maybe Cho'Gath or Nasus in that case. But also I see that I really like Anivia, especially. I mean, Ziggs is a good counter to Anivia as he can hop over with his W, his little bomb there. But I like I played Anivia for maybe a year and a half straight. So I always love seeing Anivia in games to watch.
Yeah, and the Alawi pick coming out in the top lane, she is a very, very strong pick right now, in my opinion. She does a lot of damage, and she gets very tanky, and she snowballs the lead very, very, very well.
Oh, for sure. Especially with the Shen in that top lane as well. Very, very casual top laner just to try to farm up and then assist in different lanes, while Laui is very consistent on trying to bully out whoever she's with. I think it'll be very strong if Alawi can get some damage off the Shen before he goes to a different lane, to just maybe minimize that gank potential a little bit.
Yes,
yeah.
For sure. And she will be taking that Ignite too, so she will be looking for, well, at least right now she is hovering that Ignite, so she will most likely be looking for that kill pressure onto the Shen before he can teleport away. And to make up for that, we're going to see the Tristana is running that teleport. Ziggs has barrier, so it will be one teleport on the team of Vandal and 2 for Illumination.
Yeah, and again with the Shen ultimate having another level, so you can see Illumination being very much more focused on the side of getting as much pressure around the map as possible. Meanwhile, you have on the opposite side, just try to push out the lanes, as they do have the Alawi and the Ziggs. Looks like Ziggs is going to change the heal, and Alawi is going to change the TP before the game started. So just making sure that is focused on the globe as well, so there's not much running around on the side of themselves.
I do really like the Illuminations team. I feel like they have a lot of dish out, a lot of circles that can trap a lot of people and do a lot of damage. The Vandal team does have all of that as well, but I would say that it is probably a little easier for Anivia to land her ultimate than maybe Ziggs sometimes, because it is really big, but there's like a huge time where there's like that big circle and everybody knows where the bomb is going to be.
Of course. But again, if maybe Lee Sin can get an ult, a kick into Ziggs ult, or a Thresh can pull someone into Ziggs ult, then it can really maximize the damage that he can do. But also with Kindred, I'm very excited to see what Kindred can do with the stacks that she can obtain. Because again, the stronger she gets, again with all the buffs that are coming in to help her out, just make her even stronger. And I just want to see how many stacks she gets, because the more she gets, the stronger she gets, and the stronger she gets, the easier the game will pan out for them.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Lee Sin plays around those marks on the Scuttle Crab and on his side of the jungle in the early game. And I wonder if Kindred will be focused more on trying to get those marks, or trying to find the ganks on marked targets around the map to build up her stacks and her damage, and hopefully for her, do a lot of damage to the side of Vandal, which is, they can get pretty tanky. 3 of them I see. 2 of them will get tanky for sure. The Thresh and the Alawi will definitely get tanky, and the Lee Sin can go tanky if he does feel that it's necessary, but he might be going that AD build this game, so.
I mean, it makes sense. We have again, if he wants to fight the Kindred as the Kindred invades, might want to go for that damage route, just to make sure Kindred doesn't get as much from those situations, along with the Anivia that can be ganked so easily in the beginning of the game, and then the Jhin as well, where very squishy if you can get onto him with his limited escapes.
Yeah, I do like the Vandal bot lane for that particular reason. The Leona, she does have a lot of CC, but early game she does not offer the peel like she does late game, with her cooldowns being pretty long actually, around level 1, in my opinion anyways, for a support. So And the Tristana being able to jump right on him, the Thresh being able to jump right on him, the Lee Sin being able to jump right on him. It will be in the hands of Leona to see if she can get big peels for the Jhin if Thresh does happen to land a hook or Lee Sin does find his Q on the Jhin.
Yeah, I feel like the gymnastics game with all the jumping that you mentioned. I think everyone on their team has jumps where Ziggs can skyrocket to new heights in the game with his W. So I'm sure all of them will have a lot of fun with the exciting heights they'll hit, and hopefully they'll hit new heights in the win as well. See how I connected that? That was good. Wow.
So nothing too crazy coming out from the runes. I'm not gonna say I would have liked to see Hail of Blades on the Kindred, but I know that rune is a lot of fun to watch. Just explosion damage coming out with her E ability, the Mark, to get the 3 stacks off quickly.
Oh yeah, that'd be true. Oh man, that'd be strong. I remember
Right?
a while ago when Kindred had a little bug where it might have done a little bit too much damage on her E, and that the Halo Blades could just make it true and not bug.
Yeah, for sure. The Alawi is going to be taking that Kleptomancy, so she definitely will be trying to find those trades as much as she can to help build up her gold. Otherwise, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's the consistently trying to poke at the Shen as much as possible, and then build a lead in the lane to push forward in that lane to make sure Shen doesn't have the opportunity to leave the lane mostly, and make sure that he knows that if he leaves lane, he will lose turret. That's just one more way to consistently help that idea.
Yes, for sure. But here we go on the Summoner's Rift. If you're just with us, we have Vandal and Illumination. We are going to see, looks like a pretty average start from both sides. Actually, a ping from the blue team, but no, looks like both teams are just going to be lining up. Nothing too crazy in that early game. Nobody wants to lose the game in the first 30 seconds.
I mean, sadly, no one does. Sadly.
Sadly for the casters, there's nothing crazy happening yet.
Man, I always like that, but then it makes it easier, so it's fine. Not much to worry about. Yeah. What I want to look at here.
Oh, the Kindred going for some cheeky poke damage on the BMing Lee Sin.
Kindred first.
Oh, it landed.
First Q. Mastery level 7 flash. That was amazing.
Absolutely, like top quality gameplay coming out from Chaz and Kappa. That's what I like to see.
This is not bronze silver, okay? This is challenger. Did you see that Q? Amazing.
So actually, looks like that Kindred's going to be starting that red buff. I wonder if she's doing that to maybe try and go for an early gank on Alawi, an early steal on that blue buff, or maybe just a for sure secure on that Scuttle Crab that is so important now.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it will make it a little bit slower just because Kindred has one less person to take a camp with, but looks like she is going to be heading down to her blue buff, and we'll see where she goes from there. One thing is, we have Thresh. You said you played Thresh for a while. What do you think about him having Ancient Coin instead of Leona's route of getting that Relic Shield?
I do find the coin a little bit more, like, better on Thresh, like, because when I play Thresh, like, even before it made sense, like, to more people to get the coin, and I was kind of, like, trolling almost to get it, I feel like I want to use those passive auto attacks on my E to get that bonus damage on the carry rather than wasting it on minions. You know what I mean?
That's true. Makes sense. Once again, seeing the top lane starting to be pushed up in favor of Alawi as the game starts off.
But Lee Sin, actually, he's going to be getting engaged on Kindred has that red buff. The slow is applied. Actually, Ziggs getting stunned up. He might be having to use the flash here. The W does not get him over the wall. He fails the flash. Does pop. The heal Thresh is down there to help, but that will be first blood going over to the Kindred. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Shen taking a decent amount of damage, but looks like Leona might be getting caught out here. Jin is running to help. She does use that flash very early and does walk away. Jin may be overextending here. Thresh does still actually have that death sentence available. Not going to be looking for it, but now Kindred and Anivia are in that bot lane. They're going to be looking for more on the Thresh, most likely. The Tristana is definitely out, but Thresh may not be so fortunate to get out without his flash, but he's going to get CC. She does burn the flash, and that's going to be a second kill going over to this Kindred. 3 minutes and 40 seconds into the game. Wow.
that just happened. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that was just a shame what happened to Ziggs. That's really tilting, man.
I do feel really bad for that Twitch, but that was beautiful coordination coming out from Illumination, knowing that the only thing that I would say is maybe that Leona did overextend. She definitely did not have to use that flash, but other than that, Chaz and Fishing for Honor coming down in that bot lane very early after picking up those kills, it was just beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know what even to say about that. Again, Ziggs using his heal and his flash and his W, but missing the jump over the wall. That's gotta hurt when you're against the Anivia, which when you're facing Anivia with that E, if she can hit a Q, that's like half your health gone right there with him not having an E right there. Oh.
That's some damage, but actually Leona's going to be going in pretty deep under the tower for that Tristana. The Thresh does land the flame. Not going to be looking for the hook, though. Decent damage onto the Tristana, but that Leona now sitting at about 60% health, chugging those health pots.
Man, beginning of the game, I was like, well, this is a really boring start. And now, every 2 seconds, you're here, yelling at the screen because something amazing going on.
Yeah, like a beautiful flash wall coming out from Anivia, forcing Ziggs to drop that bomb over. Kindred might be going a little ambitious, not going to be able to find that kill. Flash burned from Anivia. That was very close. I'm glad to see that Kindred did go for that gank, but it might have been just a little forced. The good reaction time coming out from the Ziggs, but now Leona is getting engaged on. She does drop the stun onto the Thresh. He is very low, and he does not have that flash, but Leona does miss the root. She will not be able to find that kill, but Anivia, without that flash, gets ganked by the Lee Sin, and the Lee Sin lands a beautiful Q, and that's going to be a free kill going over to Ziggs on that overextend.
Yep, that happened. You're right.
That happened.
It was something else. You also see a Doran's Ring by Jin. I noticed it a while ago, just never really had time to talk about it. But yeah, it seems like he's really focusing, just wanting to get those traps to damage, I guess. Also with Jin being so mana hungry in the beginning of the game with all the abilities that he uses with the bouncing grenade and such, that he wants somehow to stay in lane for a little bit longer. Looks like a little bit of pinging coming in from the blue team.
Yeah, the Doran's Ring, it does help with the last hitting, like the other items, and I don't know, I remember when you used to buy it because it gives you mana, right? Because you need to use your Q a lot to last it when you don't have the stacks up.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, sure. It seems like we're looking at the Kindred mark at Gromp, but it looks like blue team is ready for it. And they just had that ward placed there just to make sure. At least it's going to be grabbing that before it gets out of hand even more.
Unfortunately for the red team, they do not have vision of that because that looks to me like a pretty free gank bot lane followed by a dragon. Lee Sin is backing in that top side. Once again, he is unseen though. Alawi Doing a little bit of poke damage, nothing too crazy.
Well, it's one of the first times in the game since the beginning that it's not been constant fighting. Nice.
Actually, Shen actually trading a lot of damage onto the Alawi. She's gonna drop that ultimate though. Shen, the B Sharp does have to flash away from the Alawi ultimate. That is a huge play. Actually, he's taking very low. Alawi does drop the flash to try and pick him up. It's not gonna be enough damage. B Sharp is getting the heck out of there. He doesn't want any of that. Meanwhile, this Scuttle Crab is marked. Both teams are wandering around it, looking for it, but Thresh is going to be going onto the Jin. The death sentence does land, and Leona cannot CC that Tristana for long enough. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Lee Sin doing as much damage as he can. Kindred forced to drop the ultimate to stay alive. Lee Sin now chasing, and that's going to be a kill on Kindred over to the 6, but the bot lane is going in very hard. The dance is very low. Leona is very deep. Shen drops the ultimate. There, everybody in the game is in this bot lane. Big damage coming out. Now B Sharp is running for his life. That is a 5-for-2 trade in favor of Vandal. All for this Scuttle Crab. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Man, some people have been watching their Rift Rivals and seeing how much power the Kindred can do in Echo Fox and Spice game. Yeah.
It looks like... Sorry, it does look like the blue team is going to be looking for that Infernal Drag. Shen is still on that bot lane clearing waves, and Alawi is still in the jungle. It doesn't look like Red will be able to contest this. Jin is pretty far behind. Yeah, and it does look like they'll be giving it up toward for the Vandal Nomads.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say there. It was also a shame where all Red Team wanted to do was get a Scuttle Crab, and Blue Team just didn't want that to happen. Because it seemed like there was a 2v2 in the bot lane, a jungle mid fight on the top of the river, and then we saw the two top laners TP in their different ways to join the fight as well. And it seemed like the Red Team just lost all around the board. It was a shame for them.
Yeah, that was a very beautifully done fight from the Vandal Nomads team. Shen is still hovering around that bot lane. Does look like he was trying to find a gank, but he will not. But looks like Kindred might be getting caught out here. She gets blown up so fast by that Lee Sin.
Yeah, it's a shame that Kindred, she used the Oracle Lens, and she got rid, and she saw the ward, and she could have just walked right by and not have been seen, but decided to turn around, auto attack it, and sadly it turned into a kill for Illumination. It's Illumination, right?
For Vandal.
Vandal. There you go.
Yeah, it did turn into a communication, and I feel like that's one mistake that I do see a lot in the lower to mid lower elo gameplay is that every time you see a ward, you don't have to clear it. You know, like especially if you put a pink ward down, that ward is essentially useless, right? And like especially
until
with
you auto attack it.
Yeah, essentially with those supports, like when they go and clear, that's my favorite time to go in because my ward is useless, but you're gonna go over there and hit it for me anyways, and I'll just, I'll kill the Jin instead. And that's essentially what happened there, because Kindred was there revealing herself for a long time. Actually, looks like she's gonna get a little bit of poke, maybe not. She is going to be looking for that Scuttle Crab though. Lee Sin does know where she is, but the bot lane Leona is roaming down to try and help her. That's going to be Scuttle Crab secured for Kindred. Thresh, Tristana playing a little passive. They know that Kindred is hovering around that bot side somewhere. Leona is back now, so the chance to try and find that 2v1 is gone.
Yeah. And right now it's 12 minutes and only has 2 stacks, but it seems like Vandal is doing a good job of keeping those stacks at bay. Once again, in the top lane, allowing doing more damage. Shen is trying to find refuge underneath his tower.
Yeah, that Alawi damage on her W is pretty insane when she gets fed. I must say, when I get hit by one ability and lose 3/4 of my health, it's not very fun. Shen trying to find some damage onto the Shen, but in the bottom lane, huge damage will find its way onto the Den. The potato chip does pick up a beautiful kill onto the Dens, and a second kill over to Lee Sin on the Leona. And meanwhile, in that top lane, Kindred did find a gank on the Alawi. She did fall. She did not have to use her flash, or she did not use her flash though, so that is still up. And Nivea is now down in this bot lane trying to protect this tower. But the blue team is 3 strong. They are sort of low, but Tristana does do a lot of damage, and that's going to be first tower going over to Potato Chip with that explosion.
Yeah.
D-Sharp and Chez trying to maybe find a trade tower, but no, Kuda does have that teleport, so he will be able to come up there and contest the tower. So that is a free tower over to Vandal.
I think I would have liked to see the Anivia, because Anivia is so good at clearing with her ult, maybe have stunned the minions inside the ult before they got into the tower range. So she could have gotten all the towers before that, all the minions before that ever happened, but sadly that's not what happened, so.
Yeah, it looked like Illumination was trying to pick up that Rift Herald Alawi with that pressure, forcing them to back off, and now Thresh and Lee Sin have shown up. They should be forced to give up the Rift Herald to the Vandal team, and that Rift Herald is going down now. Lee Sin will be picking that up. Leona clearing wards. She might be overextending here a little bit. Thresh looking for that hook. Oh, and it just misses. If Thresh was a little bit, if Thresh was a little bit more fast to react to Leona getting pushed into the team, that was definitely what looked like to me definitely a pretty free catch.
I would have also loved to see a good old flash Q from Thresh, but
yeah,
you can't win them all.
You can't win them all. This is an interesting switch coming out from the Vandal team. The Tristana is still in that bot lane, solo farming that lane, and Thresh went to the top lane to try and get that tower.
Oh, land the hook, not gonna do much with it. And
Actually,
also the Rift Herald's gonna want to really take that top tower as they're just trying to get the two. They're trying to get the two side lanes before they go for the mid lane. Makes sense. Trying to encapsule the middle lane. Yeah, go.
Yeah, and that Rift Herald does do a lot of damage to those towers, but Leona did make it up in time, but she's gonna get caught by the death sentence, taken very low. Shen goes in very hard trying to save the Leona, but she will fall, and Shen B-Sharp actually does have to flash away. The ulti from Ziggs is coming in, and that's gonna be a kill going over to Potato Chip with that big ultimate. Lee Sin forced to flash away from those minions, and that's gonna be the second top tower going down for Illumination in favor of Vandal.
Wow. Seems like Vandal is... I thought Illumination was gonna come out just guns a-blazing because of their win record so far, but it seems like Vandal is not in for that, and it's saying that we can still win these games, and they're proving it right now.
For sure. Their communication and their synergy, it just seems so on point. Like, the Lee Sin was not killed in that fight. He was taken very low, he was tanking the tower, but it was just it was a beautifully well done dive. And they were able to pick up the inhibitor tower as well with that Rift Herald. The consolation prize, though, is that Chaz was able to pick up the second dragon of the game, the Mountain Drag.
Yeah, don't want to let Nomad get all the kills and the dragons, so they want to have some way to get back into the game when they can, and that might help them get future dragons, future towers, and the Baron when it comes up. So we can see if that can help at all in these situations. But again, it's a 7K gold lead. That's gonna be it's not looking very good for the side of Illumination.
Thresh gonna be finding that beautiful hook on the minion.
Wow,
absolutely amazing.
Spectacular.
Yeah, the towers in favor of the Vandal team as well, 5-0.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the gold now without I draw my eye to it. Um, and it seems like every single position is in the favor of Nomad. By actually over 1,000 gold for each lane. So it's going to be a very hard uphill battle for Illumination, but they have a winning record so far, so they've shown that they're able to do it somehow. I'm gonna see if they can. So
looks like Thrasher's gonna be landing the hook for the dive, but the rest of the team is not there. The beautiful Anivia alt zoning out the Lee Sin and the Tristana. That was a very, very nice hook from that Thresh. Unfortunately, nothing else is gonna come from that. The siege may also take a halt too, because the Lee Sin did take a little bit of damage trying to follow up on that hook.
Yeah. Sadly, there's 20 minutes into the game, and I see Anivia still doesn't have a Rod of Ages to stack. And you really want to see Anivia is one of the best, one of the top mid laners in the late game because she scales so well with the tier and the Rod of Ages. And if at 20 minutes you're still not getting it, that means you will not be at your highest power until over 30 minutes. Again, she's only sitting on 1,000, only has a catalyst. That's still going to be 1,600 gold.
Yes, but that Leona is going to be going in. The Alawi is able to dodge the snare from the Jhin, but she is taking a lot of damage, and that 4-shot from the Dens will pick up Cuda. That was huge damage coming out from the Dens, being only... actually, that was his first kill. That was a lot of damage.
Yeah, I don't know if that was... I didn't know if that was Stormrazor proccing, but... Again, it's 2.5 seconds in between, so it definitely could have been, along with Alawi not having any resistances towards...
Yeah, I was just looking at that. She does not have any of the resistance. She has a lot of HP and a decent amount of damage.
Yeah. But again, they have to find whatever they can to come back into it. And again, Kindred stacks, Anivia stacks, Jhin can do huge damage with his crits when they get to his 4 shots. So it seems like the carries on Illumination do outscale at some point the team of Nomad, but it's just the point of getting to that point in the game to be able to beat them in the team fights.
Yeah, and having open inhibitors at 15 minutes in does not help.
Doesn't help.
That.
Now they're just fighting over a little bit of vision for that Baron, trying to do what they can to not lose so badly, and just minimize until they can get to later into the game.
But they actually Anivia getting engaged on, she does have to use that flash. That Lee Sin is doing a hell of a lot of damage. And actually, looks like he's going to be going for a pick on the Dens. He's very low, but so is Kappa. He's going to fall, but that's going to be, another kill on the Tristana. Now the rest of Vandal is running for their life. Potato Chip does use both sums, but he will fall. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Shen doing what he can to keep Alawi from joining in that fight, and he might be able to win this one. The W does miss, but the taunt lands onto Kuda. She is very low, flashes away. One more auto attack, and that will be a clean, not a clean ace, almost a clean ace. A 4-for-0 in favor of Illumination, clawing their way back into this game.
I mean, you have to do something when it gets down to this. It looks like they're going to get the two mid towers along with all 5 kills. So that's one way to get back to the game. One way to make it. And also seeing Alawi bully the Shen so much in lane. Alawi now sitting 0-3 and Shen 2-1 with that Sunfair Cave and the 2 Claw Farmers really building to do the 1v1s against the Alawi at this point. And it seems like it's paying off finally.
Yes, it is a little strange to me that this Alawi is going for more of that AD rather than the resistance build. I understand that her team is winning, but she was 0-2. She was 0-1. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Again, if you're gonna build damage as someone that's able to go into a tankier route, you really want to be able to snowball your lead to get more kills. But it seems like that's not what Alawi's doing. She's just wanting to do the most damage as possible, and it doesn't seem to be working at this point. As also, it seems like the Bramble Vest is also going to be built on the Shen, really stopping the Tristana. As Tristana and Lee Sin also do huge amounts of attack damage. So Alawi's not really needed to do attack damage, but she's doing it.
Yes, for sure. And meanwhile, that second Infernal Drag was picked up by the Vandal team during the Illuminations team's reset. So they are still down after that fight. Exactly 4K gold at this point. Well, almost 4K gold now, but they are still down 4K gold. But they did find their way back into the game with what seemed to me like maybe an early engage from the Lee Sin, maybe just a little bit too early, or a catch, but Alawi is still split pushing in that bottom lane, but the Illumination is on the Baron. There is no vision on the Baron, and it is going very low, very quickly. Ziggs does find it out, and he's probably spamming his team, but no, will not matter. Illumination does pick up the Baron, and Tristan on that Tristana is going to be very, very low. Does have to burn the flash. Shen does catch him. Thresh does burn the flash Q to try and save the Tristana, but it will not be enough. Shen is going to back away from that one, but Ziggs might be caught here. He does drop the Zanyas. Oh my god, that's actually going to be a kill onto Kindred. That Ziggs was still alive, but he does fall eventually, and so does the Lee Sin. But Vandal able to turn a situation that looked like a sure loss into a 2-for-2. Or sorry, a 3-for-2.
Man, I love that. Lee Sin came around the river. I just went back in time to watch it. Lee Sin went around the river and was able to just Q over the wall and hit the Kindreds. Was able to join in, maybe just minimize the losses they got in that fight, which is very nice to see, as Lee Sin is still doing the best he can to stop this comeback that's happening from Illumination.
Yes, and we are going to be seeing that Lee Sin start to fall off soon-ish, but they did actually find 2 kills in that skirmish, and so that's 2 less people with Baron on the side of Illumination. So that was definitely a very well done fight from the side of Vandal.
Oh, definitely. Like, I mean, considering you had 5 Baron buff players in the top lane, and it was a 45, you don't expect to win it, but you want to get the most you can, and like they tried their best to do it. But seeing the scaling happening slowly, Kindred at 4 stacks, and then Anivia getting that Rod of Ages stacking, they're going for that late game, and it seems like they might be able to do it. Excited.
Yes, and the gold lead especially is now under 2K, and we're going to be seeing gold leads caught up in some of the lanes. The Jhin has more gold than the Tristana at this point by over 1,000. The supports are still about even. Shen is 5-1, but does not have, or actually he now just surpassed the Alawi in gold as well. So things are starting to shift inside of the Vandal team, but Kuda maybe going a little bit too hard in those minions. She is taking a lot of minion aggro damage. She is sitting at about 50% HP, and the rest of Illumination trying to push down the inhibitor tower in that mid lane with that Baron buff.
This is so crazy. I mean, right before this all happened, I was saying how Illumination seems to be falling off, but I'm seeing right now how they have their 6 wins. In cases like this where they're losing so badly, but they're still able to come back and make it an interesting game. They haven't won yet, but it's an interesting game at this point.
Looks like the Lee Sin actually will find his Q on the Jhin. Not going to be following up on that one. Maybe a little too forced. Ziggs is not around. Shen was not around, though. He is using that TP to go back into the bottom lane to keep splitting, but he does have that ult ready and available to help out in that mid fight whenever he needs it to be.
Man, that is...
Oh, but the Thresh will land the Q on the Anivia, force the flash away immediately, and the rest of the Illumination team is going in hard. Kindred drops the ultimate, trying to keep the Anivia alive as long as possible, but the Dens is doing work to the Vandal team, now dropping the ultimate. The first shot will pick up the kill on the Tristana. Now Thresh running for his life. He is very low on HP, but the rest of the red team is falling under that tower. The Ziggs is still full HP, does have to burn the flash to not die, and Kindred is back sitting at almost full HP. Another beautiful fight coming out for both teams, a 2 for 2. Absolutely insane.
Wow. That's all I really could say. That was a wow moment. I mean, sadly, Kindred had Thresh marked, and Thresh was one of the people that died. Sadly, not able to maximize from that fight, but has his 5th stack. It's nice to see that he's slowly getting better. Baron's also going to run out at this point, along with, I think it's Mountain. Yeah, second Mountain Drake is going to be spawning, and Red Team is immediately going to ward that to see if it's being taken.
Yeah, and I want to take the second to point out Potato Chip's ultimate was beautifully timed. It literally hit 1 second after the Kindred ulti popped and healed the whole team.
Yeah, that was. I love seeing that huge circle of death come onto a team, and seeing how much damage it actually does, just to see the health bars disappear.
Looks like though that the Illumination team is going to be going in. That Alawi is caught for sure. Now the rest of the Vandal team is running away. The Lee Sin is not taking too much damage. He will get out, but that should be the second Mountain Drake going over to the side of Illumination. The Potato Chip does not have that ulti available, so there will be no steal. Illumination able to pick up that second Mountain Drake for themselves.
Yeah, and again with their constant damage of a Nivea E, a Kindred E, a Jhin 4th shot, it makes it so easy to take down the Dragon when they need to, or the Baron if it does come back up when it comes to that. It's like Leona gonna hit a hook. Like amazing amount of damage just came through one Kindred, and they're picking up the kills for themselves respectively. But another Kindred Jhin, both knocking out an auto attack with Ziggs. All gonna jump onto both of them.
Yes, for sure, and the Threshold did find onto the Dens, and that's gonna be another kill going over to the side of Vandal. That was a 2 for 1. Sorry, my mic was muted at the start of that fight. I had no idea why.
I was kind of sitting there just waiting to see what's gonna happen. But looks like it was at a loss. It was a 1 for 2 in favor of Nomad, and they're gonna try to take this mid tower by the Nivea. Waiting down our ult, stunning those minions inside or even before they get under the tower so they don't do any damage to that mid tier 2. Great play with that ultimate.
Yeah, but she did take a little bit of poke damage, and so that tower will end up falling. The rest of the Vandal team is now backing up, the exception of that Alawi. And see, the reason why that fight went so bad, I was saying, was that Lee Sin, or sorry, not the Lee Sin, the Shen, was way down in the bot side. He did not have the ulti up yet, and he did not have the teleport up yet. Yeah. So a little bit of a hasty engage coming up from that Leona. She did get caught out immediately. That Tristana was able to jump away before the CC could catch onto it.
Well, yeah, we saw the tower did drop in the mid tier 2, but Shen was able to beat the 1v1 in Lee Sin and able to grab that tier 2 on the bot lane as well. But Baron gonna be spawning up and Leona gonna be starting it.
Yeah, looks like the the Illumination team will be looking for the Baron. It does have a little bit more health this time around, but Alawi and Lee Sin are there. Shen is clearing in the top side. He does have the ulti available this time, but the Illumination team doesn't want it.
Doesn't want it at all, but they have... Oh, do they? They do. I was going to grab that vision ward. Again, they have the vision. They have a vision ward in there. They have the Scuttle Crab vision, so they'll be able to see if it is being taken. So they can...
Thresh might be looking for a hook, though. Not going to be able to find it in that Anivia wall. Did not catch him out. That Thresh hook will land, and Jen is going to be looking for that engage. He does get flayed out of his E, and a lot of trade damage from the Tristana onto him, but nothing else coming from that. But the Illumination team is backing off, giving up the river control Now they have to be worried, is Vandal gonna do the Baron? Doesn't look like it though. They are 4 strong, maybe trying to head back into that mid lane. Alawi is split pushing in the top lane. She does not have the teleport available.
Inhib tower.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna say, screw it. We want this. If you want to stand around river, we'll take your mid tower. That's gonna be the inhibitor tower going down really fast. But the Shen comes in with a flash taunt, finding its way on Ziggs, and Thresh is dead immediately. Big flashes coming out. Jin drops the ulti, will not be able to find the kill just yet, but he does pick up the kill on Tristana with that final shot. The Den's able to find one more for his team in a 2-for-0 trade in favor of their team. 2-for-0, but the Vandal team was able to get that mid inhibitor tower, so that's 2 exposed inhibitors in favor of the Vandal team. But now Illumination looks like they're going to be getting their eyes set on Baron. They're not going to be looking for that catch onto Alawi necessarily. Lee Sin is showing himself in that top side, but Illumination does not care. They are on that Baron. It is very low already. No steal attempt coming out from the side of Vandal, but they look like they're going in maybe just a little late. Alawi doing a lot of damage, but she will fall before being able to find a kill, and now Lee Sin is caught. Beautiful fight coming out from Illumination following that Baron.
That was 1,000 damage on the full shot from Jin. That was incredible.
That was 1,000 damage. Oh
yeah,
my
400
God.
magic, 600 physical. That was crazy.
That is ridiculous. But now the Illumination team, 4 strong in that mid lane with the Baron, will be trying to find that mid tower. What do you think, Canadian?
What I think right now, I think that Red Team just needs to just try their best wave play. They have, like, the siege minion is on the side of Elimination, so they just need to sit around and let that siege minion do its work. Looks like they did his best with the W, but gonna lock on once again. And also a little bit of odd attacks coming in from their team as well, but Thresh gonna try to get a death sentence, but not gonna land it. They're gonna hit the siege minion instead. Also, we have Shen pushing that top tower.
Yeah, Shen will be pushing that top tower. Looks like the Illumination team will be trying to reset. Lee Sin trying to maybe find a catch onto Alawi, but he might be getting, onto Kindred, but he might be getting caught himself. Does burn the flash, not able to find the kill though. That's going to be a 1-for-0 trade in favor of Illumination, but Alawi is now pretty tanky and she does do a lot of damage, but the Shen is TPing down and Anivia is running. He is there. The Elder Dragon is up, but the Vandal team is down their Smite player. So we'll have to see what Illumination decides to do here. It could be a repeat of Baron where they're just like, you take Elder and we'll take your inhibitor.
Yeah. I'm back to that. Oh.
Yeah, 2 members of the Illumination team backed, and so now the Vandal team might be looking to try and pick up the Elder Drake. 3 members of Illumination backed, but they're gonna back off of that one as well. Lee Sin is up now though, and he is sprinting over to that Elder Drag as fast as he can move his legs.
Yeah, we're seeing one more little ring around the rosy.
But looks like Shen is gonna get caught out. Drops the E over the wall, and the Elder Dragon is started, but now all of Vandal is here, and they're gonna be looking for that Elder Drag. The Lee Sin is there looking to try and maybe find a pick. Not gonna be able to find the Q on the Anivia, so he backs out, and so does the rest of his team off of the Elder Drag.
Also, Red Team able, Illumination is able to get that vision from the Scuttle Crab. Always what you want from those huge epic monsters. Like it's gonna be started off.
Yeah, it does look like the Elder Dragon will be started off, but Vandal is still 4 strong, but the Elder Dragon is very low, and the steal comes out from Alawi, and now a big fight, but that's gonna be 2 kills. Drops for the Vandal team, and Fresh is next. 3-for-0, but they did steal the Elder Drag, and both carries are up with that buff, but Jin drops the ultimate, looking for some of those shots on the Ziggs, but only one will find its way. But now Now Shen and Kindred going to be looking for that mid inhibitor while 3 members of the Vandal team are down, but that is a lot of damage with the Elder Drag. A beautiful steal from Alawi. Nothing else too crazy going to be coming out of that one. What do you think, Canadian?
What do I think? Oh, what do I think? Looks like it's still gonna be a 2-on-5, so they're gonna grab that inhibitor on the side of Illumination. Leona and Jin are pushing that bottom lane as well, trying to get as much as they can from before it's a 5-on-5 once again. Most likely gonna be spawning up, and they're gonna successfully defend this tower. I don't know, but that top lane from pushing from Vandal is getting scary, but can be cleaned out by Illumination. But bot lane.
That Thresh did take the death sentence, but he did have to flash over the wall. No kills being traded for either team. That was a beautiful hook from Thresh, but maybe a little ambitious taking it over the wall.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to see maybe Alawi TP top lane with that huge tower. Might have been able to get the inhibitor before blue team was able to back. But sadly, that's not what happened. Also, Ziggs had his ult, so he could have stopped recalls maybe to get more of the side lane pressure that they're going for.
Yeah, I think actually that wave would have been big enough to take that inhibitor. That was a very, very massive wave that was pushing that inhibitor like wide open.
I can say there was like 10 or 15 caster minions in that, so it really packed a punch if you could get there, but sadly not at this point. Ziggs just sitting on a ward for a little bit before he noticed.
Wow, he took that blue really fast. The Baron will be spawning in about a minute and a half right now. The red team fighting for some vision control in the river, but the Vandal does look like they have the river control. There is a lot of vision surrounding that Baron, and now the Illumination team is 3 strong in that mid lane, trying to just shove in some waves, trying to make him have to do something about that middle lane and then go take the Baron. But actually looks like Tristana not gonna get caught. He does jump away. Leona drops the flash. Not gonna be able to find the kill there though.
Yeah, I mean, we have 5 items on all the players except for support on the side of Illumination. So they can really do what they want at this point. So it looks like Leona gonna be grabbed.
Leona is below half HP.
That's the power of an AD Alawi. Wow, I watched the Bunny Fufu game once. He did over 100% damage with an E. That was insane. Oh
my god. Shen hovering around that top lane, trying to find the split push. Tristana is alone defending this tower right now. Lee Sin is roaming down, but the rest of the Vandal team is in that top lane. Ziggs is down here as well. That tower is going to go down very quickly, and it will fall, but the Ziggs ultimate actually finds so much damage, so they're going to have to back out. Shen is out too. That was a huge ulti from Potato Chip, stopping that siege dead in its tracks. That found its way on Kindred, Jin, and Anivia. That ult could not have gotten better.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to be looking for that catch on the Shen. Not going to be able to find it though, but they want that Baron. They know Anivia, Kindred, and Jin are low, and they want it as much as they can, but Shen is so tanky, and he's going to be getting out of there as quickly as he can, just trying to get some vision down, forces them off the Baron. And that's no Baron. That was very well done by B Sharp, not dying and stopping the Baron. Thresh is sitting on a pink ward in that bush looking for the catch, not going to be able to find it though. Now the rest of the Vandal team is backing out, giving up that river control.
Yeah. It seems like Potato Chip just took a Potato Chip and crushed on the heads of all the carries on Illumination.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing Shen in that bot lane looking for that inhibitor. Alawi is down there to try and respawn, but the rest of the Vandal team is at the river, and same with the Illumination team. Shen taking a lot of damage. The Stairs pop for Alawi. Does not get the kill yet, but the rest of the Illumination team is going in, and they will find the kill on the Thresh. Meanwhile, the wet noodle fight is still going on in the top lane, and Shen wins, so now the Vandal team is going to have to back for their inhibitor, and that should be Baron for free in favor of Illumination, but they're going to be looking for that catch onto Lee Sin maybe instead. Oh, and they are very low. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
My screen was locked on the bottom side.
Oh yeah.
That's
But yeah, seeing Tristana consistently do damage, the bomb was exploding, was there able to do a lot of damage onto
Oh
the
my
Kindred
god, that
also.
fourth
Wow.
shot, but Lee Sin might be looking for a catch right here. Kindred did get very low, does drop the ultimate though, forced to flash as well. Anivia does have to flash away from the Tristana as well. She does pop the egg, but she is fine, and now Illumination is looking for their third Baron of the game. Shen does still have the ultimate up in case Vandal goes for a fight, but they are gone. That's Baron for 3 in favor of Illumination.
Wow, this game has turned incredibly. I mean, in the very, I think it was 15 minutes where the top inhibitor tower was taken on the side of Vandal. But outside of that, it has been a constant comeback by Illumination. Leona and Thresh just wanting to find their first hooks.
But looks like Leona's gonna be looking for the catch on the Tristana. She will get out, but the Kindred, I'm sorry, the Alawi is doing a lot of damage. That's gonna be a trade kill on the, Leona. But the Alawi did go down. She was doing a lot of damage though. Once again, the siege is stuck dead in its tracks in a 1-for-1. But Shen with that Baron buff pushing in that top lane, but Vandal is there to stop him. Lee Sin in that bottom side. Kindred might be looking for a fight here. The Jin catches him with the snare, and that's going to be another kill going over to Kindred. And now Tristana and Thresh are here, but Tristana is on the wrong side of the wall, and so that will be another kill in favor of Illumination. Meanwhile,
she actually disappeared.
She actually disappeared. Meanwhile, in that top lane, Shen is split pushing, trying to grab that last inhibitor, but the rest of the Illumination team is on that Nexus, and that's going to be game in favor of the Illumination squad. Absolutely beautiful game from Illumination, except for maybe around that 10-15 minute mark.
Yeah, again, you said 10, and I pointed out how it was late. Illumination had it, and they had the Rod of Ages stack for Nivea. They had 11 stacks on Kindred by the end of the game. Again, it was a very good early mid game for the side of Nomad, but it seemed like it's not. It didn't turn out well for them in the end. The game just went a little bit too long.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with you on that. It looked like Vandal was playing very well, even when they started to fall behind. After getting that lead, they were trading well. But unfortunately for them, the game does go over in favor of Illumination, picking up their 7th win. Who would you give the MVP to?
The MVP to? Shoot. There's been a lot of things happening in that game. I like a lot of the Kindred ults. I like the Nivea Kindred duos of ganking bottom lane. Oh man, that's difficult to give an MVP to.
It is very difficult. I do not think that there was one single player that stood out to me in any way for the wrong reasons. But if I had to choose an MVP, I would definitely either give it to the Dents. His positioning in every fight was beautiful. Grim was always finding those engages, forcing Tristana out of the fight very early, or Potato Chip, like stalling out the game as much as he possibly could, finding beautiful ults every single time he had them up.
Look at that damage chart. That is 56,900 damage by the Ziggs.
Oh my god. You know what? That settles my MVP.
He crunched on Potato Chip and sprinkled it along all of Illumination. Just to look at this damage.
Oh my god. That settles my MVP for me. They did not find the win, but the Potato Chip with 56,000 damage. My MVP goes to Potato Chip.
Bombs were raining from the sky that day. That day people will talk about for years. Wow.
Anyways, we're going to take
the next game will be we go.
Yeah, we are going to be taking a short break, and the next game will be on shortly. Stick around.